Welcome back. I am guessing that if you read the title of this episode, then you know what we are here to talk about, and it is to just kind of walk you through my thought process and why I decided to change the name of this podcast from The Highly Sensitive Woman to Sensitive and Self-Assured. And honestly, The Highly Sensitive Woman, it was very honest and accurate, and it really served for the first, year plus season of this podcast. It really served very well. But over time, I started to feel like it was leading to a label rather than a destination. And for so many of us highly sensitive women, we have felt like we have lived with labels our entire lives. And I didn't want to be contributing to that. And instead of being defined by our sensitivity, I really wanted to kind of shift the focus to being someone who has sensitivity, and that it's just another trait that makes us who we are. I also found myself kind of reflecting on how so many in the highly sensitive space refer to our sensitivity as a superpower. And I think there is a lot of beauty in reclaiming something that we have viewed as a negative for most of our lives and felt like we have been criticized for, and reclaiming that as something that's really positive. But after a lot of reflection and kind of sitting with it, for me, sensitivity is neutral, and again, just like another trait that makes you who you are. And I felt like putting it on a pedestal can create almost as much pressure, if not more pressure, than condemning it as something that needs to be fixed or changed. And so for me, the goal isn't really to feel like super proud that you have sensitivity, nor ashamed that you have sensitivity. The focus of my work and why I do this podcast and the work that I do with my clients is really learning how to work with your sensitivity. And I have a very strong passion for the word and I know that might sound a little bit silly, but learning the power of and that I didn't have to choose between one or the other, and I could have one and the other, was really life-changing for me. And so when I sat down and really thought about this title, I felt really compelled to have and really focusing on holding both things true simultaneously, that you can be sensitive and you can also be self-assured at the same time, and that you don't have to feel like you have resolved or fixed or whatever the word might use, and I put all of those in air quotes, before you have the opportunity to feel grounded and steady and sure of yourself. Both things are true at once, and that is the purpose behind this invitation to you as the listener to join me in this conversation. And so the shift isn't just in the name, it is in the direction of where this podcast is headed. It's always been about coming back to yourself. We're also going to be learning how to stay grounded even when you are with other people. You want to stay grounded in who you are and building the kind of trust in yourself that holds true over time and not just in those, easy moments. That's what self-assurance is. It's not confidence that's loud or boisterous, that's the word, but trust that is deep down in your core. And I just feel so passionately about helping you as the listener and all of my clients learn how to have that self-trust and self-assurance alongside your sensitivity. So this isn't necessarily a rebrand. It's just more of an honest name that captures where we have always been headed. And sensitivity is the context. Self-assurance is the foundation. You are someone who feels it all, and that knowing inside of you is worth trusting. Until next time, be sensitive and be self-assured.